NBA Hall of Famer Chris Bosh learned something from Kobe Bryant that changed how he approached every single challenge. And it's a simple mindset shift that's going to separate competitors from quitters. And if you can master this one thought, you'll never look at your struggle the same way again. My name is Jake Thompson, your Chief Encouragement Officer, and this is the Compete Everyday Podcast, a show designed to encourage and equip ambitious people with the tools needed to build a winning mindset, career, and most importantly, a winning life. Good morning, competitor. It's Jake, your Chief Encouragement Officer, and welcome to this brand new episode of the Compete Everyday Podcast. Today, we're talking about a simple reframe and a way to look at your challenges and adversities just a little bit different. NBA Hall of Famer Chris Bosh said that Kobe Bryant taught him this. You gotta love the parts that aren't fun. You gotta love the parts that are a struggle. Think about that for a second. Playing in the NBA sounds fun, but the conditioning, the sacrifice, the practices that are required to make it there, it's a struggle. Publishing books, fun. Writing, researching, thinking, rethinking, editing, that's a struggle. Acing that client presentation feels great, but the preparation, ideation, considerations, going through all the objections, there's a struggle there. Here's what most people don't understand. The struggle isn't the obstacle to success. The struggle is the success. Ryan Holiday wrote that the obstacle is the way. And here's what Bosh does anytime he's in the middle of a struggle. He would ask himself the one question Kobe would ask himself. How many people would quit right now? And then he keeps going. The moment when it gets hard, the moment when you want to quit, that moment when discomfort kicks in and every fiber of your being says, this isn't worth it. That's not a signal to stop. That's your separation point. Let me paint a picture for you like this. You're 6 weeks into building your coaching business. The initial excitement of any new start has stopped. You made 50 cold calls, no answers. You make 50 more and you get 3 responses, all no's. Your savings account gets thinner. Your spouse is asking, when is this going to pay off? And every part of you wants to go back to the safety of a regular paycheck. Right there, in that moment, Chris Bosh would ask, how many people would quit right now? The answer? It's most of them. Maybe 80%, maybe 90%, which means if you keep going, you've already separated yourself from the majority of the competition. Or how about this? You're 3 months into a serious fitness transformation. The initial motivation to do that show is gone. The workouts feel harder. They're not easier. The scale's not really moving like you hoped. Your friends are going out for drinks and you're meal prepping once again. You're thinking, maybe I'm not built for this. Maybe I want to do something else. See right there? That's when the question of how many people would quit right now shows up. And the answer is most of them. Which means every rep you do from this point going forward creates separation between you and everyone else who gave up. This isn't motivational talk. There's real science behind why the struggle creates separation. Researchers call it survival of the grittiest. Angela Duckworth's studies on grit found that talent and intelligence matter less than your ability to persist through difficulty. The people who achieve extraordinary results aren't necessarily the most gifted. They're the ones who keep going when the gifted ones quit. And here's what's crucial. You have to reframe how you think about the struggle. Most people see difficulty as evidence they're on the wrong path, but competitors see difficulty as evidence they're on the exact right path, because if it were easy, everyone else would be doing it. In some of the work I do in coaching new speakers, the thing I tell them is when they're in the early stages of prospecting and they're struggling to find leads and contact info, I encourage them to get to the 20th page and the 30th page and to keep digging down rabbit holes, because if it was easy, everyone would be doing it. And they need to stop seeing the struggle as punishment, because it's not punishment. It's not a bad thing. It's actually the thing that's going to weed out the people who say they want to reach the goal from the ones who actually do. Randy Pausch in the famous Last Lecture video says that brick walls aren't there to keep you out. Brick walls are there to see who wants it bad enough. See, the struggle is a privilege because it's the mechanism that separates competitors from the crowd. See, when you're cold calling prospects and getting rejection after rejection, most people think this isn't working. Competitors think this is exactly where I create my advantage. Now, how do I do it better? When you're 6 months into learning a new skill and making mistakes, most people think I'm not good at this. Competitors realize I'm in the separation zone. If I keep working, keep improving, I can get better. When you're building something, the initial excitement's going to wear off. That's when the real work begins. And that's when most people think maybe this wasn't meant to be. And you have the opportunity to say, this is where I pull away from the pack. Here's the truth about separation. It doesn't happen in the easy parts. It happens during your struggle. The easy parts are where everyone shows up. The struggle is where competitors are made. Kobe understood this better than almost anyone. He didn't just tolerate the 4 a.m. workouts, the repetitive drills, the unglamorous conditioning. He learned to love them because he knew that every morning he showed up when others slept in, every extra set he completed when others called it quits, every time he pushed through when others pulled back, that's where he was creating his edge. That's where he created the separation that made him Kobe, that made him the Black Mamba. The question isn't whether you're going to face struggle. You will. If you go after something great, you will. The question is, will you see it as an exit ramp or the entrance ramp? The next time you hit a wall, I want you to remember Bosh's question. How many people would quit right now? And then I want to encourage you to smile because in that moment, you just found a separation point. The struggle you're facing is not your enemy. It's your competitive advantage. Love the parts that aren't fun. Embrace the parts that are difficult. Get used to working through the boring because that's where the competitors separate themselves from everyone else. Go win your day today, competitor. You know I'm cheering for you. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Compete Everyday podcast. To learn more, grab resources, shop the latest gear, or find out how you can bring the Compete Everyday mindset to your team, visit CompeteEveryday.com. To achieve what others want, you have to make the choices others won't. Go win your day, competitor.